Hi there YouTube friends, Auntie here. Welcome back to Auntie A's Kitchen. I'm excited today to share with you another recipe from home. We're going to Wales, and in today's video I'm going to share with you how to make Welsh cake, or otherwise known as Bakestone. And if you like eating scones and you like eating shortbread biscuits, you're going to love today's recipe. These Welsh cakes are lightly dusted in sugar, packed full of dried fruit. You can serve them hot or cold, and they are the perfect thing to eat at tea time. The best thing about this recipe is you don't need an oven. Traditionally, they're cooked on a griddle. Today, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make them in a pan on top of your stove. So thanks for watching. Let's get cooking.
So start by measuring out your flour and then sieve it into your bowl. A list of ingredients and all the measurements used today can be found in the description below this video. Next, add a pinch of salt and half a teaspoon of baking powder and some mace. I don't have any mace, so I use some allspice, which is also an aromatic spice. And if you don't have either of these, then you could use some mixed spice or some nutmeg. Next, add your butter, then rub it between your fingers, similar to how we've done in previous recipes when making scones or shortbread. You want to squeeze the butter so that it mixes well with the flour and you end up with a crumbly mixture. Add some granulated or caster sugar, and if you're new to baking, these are very similar, but caster sugar has a finer texture and adds more to the melt in the mouth of the cake at the end. Traditionally currency used, today I'm using sultanas, but you could also use some raisins. Once all of your dry ingredients are mixed up, we can work on the wet ingredients. Add 2 tablespoons of milk to an egg and mix these together well, then add these to your dry ingredients. You want to start by mixing everything with a wooden spoon until everything starts to come together. At this stage, then use your hands to roughly form it into a ball, and if it's still crumbly, don't worry. You don't want to handle your dough too much, otherwise you will melt the butter and your Welsh cakes won't have a crumbly texture inside once cooked. Flour your board and rolling pin, then roll out your dough to about ½ centimeter in thickness, and then using a cookie cutter, cut out your cakes, then set them aside ready for cooking. Any leftover scraps, just bring them together and form a ball, and then roll out again until you've used up all of your dough. As I mentioned in the introduction, in Wales a bakestone, which is a type of griddle, is used to cook the cakes, but I have found a large frying pan also works well. Place your cakes into a dry pan on a low heat and allow them to cook for several minutes until golden brown, then flip them over to cook the other side. They will rise slightly in the pan as they cook. Once your cakes are cooked, place them onto a cooling rack and repeat the procedure until all of your Welsh or bakestone cakes are cooked. A quick tip is to wipe down the pan with a damp cloth in between each set. While your Welsh cakes are still warm, you could place them into a bowl of sugar to coat both sides, or as I'm doing, sprinkle some sugar over the top and they're ready to serve. Welsh cakes are best eaten fresh when they're still warm, but can also be served cold. A quick tip, if you're reheating them the next day, just pop them into your toaster. The perfect Welsh cake has a wonderful flaky texture inside that will just melt in your mouth, and they are a delightful treat to enjoy at tea time. I think these taste best plain, but you could also serve them with some butter. See you in the next video. Chop bok ham na da.